Hello everyone, it is Mr. Shark Spambot here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about advanced malware obfuscation. So I'm going to do this all manually, not using any script at all. Well, except GlidingSword. So let's just get started and I'll explain everything along the way. So first I'm going to generate a Shadow Shark payload. Okay. And so now I have this fully generated payload. So I'm going to copy this whole thing. And I'm going to paste this into the raw payload. Now I can't just straight out of the box use this. I first need to put this somehow into this huge payload, which I am going to put a bunch of random junk into this, and then actually break this up into smaller pieces, and then put it into here. So, and I'll break the smaller chunks into base 85 encoded little chunks, I guess. So essentially, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to generate a bunch of random characters, and then I'm going to put it into here. So that's very simple. I'm just going to import secrets and import string, and I'm going to recycle some code which I used inside of GlidingSword. So if I actually go check this out, I would use this first. Would add a bunch of these to the end. So, well, I'm going to use this yet again. And what I'm really going to do now is I'm going to do, first of all, x is equal to some string and find range 1000. What I'm going to do is add, so I'm just going to add this string, so x plus equals to, and then what I'm going to have is essentially exactly what I have here. So this, hopefully I'm able to get this string right. Oh, okay, so first of all, this should be like this. Okay, so so this thing right over here is going to be equal to this. So, whoops, I did not close the actual string. There. Oh, I did not import random. Did I not define that either? I'm really forgetting a lot of things. So let me define that first. So I'm gonna go here, and hopefully this time will work. Oh, yes, it did work. I probably should have added a new line to all of this, so maybe set x to that, and I'll add a new line. Sure. So let me print x. It's a lot of data, if you will. Oh, I can't even scroll all the way up. Okay, let me just open a new file called I guess I could just call this output.txt, and I'll open this and I'll write this file as f.write. Okay, so if I actually go here and cat, what do I get? Okay, yeah, okay, well, first of all, this is all correct, but I need to clip this to my clipboard. Okay, so now I could go to Spider and paste all of this. So this is already, well, complex enough, but this is not complex enough at the same time. I'm gonna import time now, and probably should leave some spaces, random spaces, in between these random chunks, code, and just jumble this up really as much as I can. That looks about fine, but I think I could do better. Okay. And there's also all of this. Oh, whoops. Can't do that. Or shouldn't do that at least. I have a lot of stuff now. Come to realize it. And I could just like keep on playing around with this and screwing this up really. You can do more if you want. I'm just gonna stop at about here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import time. Well, I already did that. I'm gonna add a bunch of time.sleep 0. So in fact, I'm gonna use this a lot, so I probably should copy this. And this is absolutely useless, of course, but that's completely fine, because you really want to add as much junk and garbage to this as you can to make this, as hard as possible for whoever's going to end up actually checking this code out to actually understand what's going on in this code, right? And that's like one really good point of this whole thing that we're doing here. So let's put that there. Some more time.sleep functions. more time dot sleep. Space this out randomly a bit more. And just really add a bunch of random junk, as much as I can at least. And just go more. And so in real life, when there's some like real hackers, like some and they're like trying to infiltrate an organization or whatever it is, really, see, this is the kind of technique that they're going to use. They're just going to have so much weird random junk, and they're even going to obfuscate the actual compiled stuff, the actual binary, which they get in the end, not just this code. But I actually honestly find obfuscating the source code itself a lot more effective, because at this point, when you're using XOR or like base64 or something like that, it gets caught on really quickly by antiviruses. And I actually have I have a lot of fun with doing this, like obfuscating this code, adding some random things in here and there. Some more spaces. A lot of random stuff, and we'll leave all of this to do absolutely nothing. Okay. And I'll put some more time dot sleeps here. You just go about here, another time dot sleep, another time dot sleep. I think that's enough, really. And it needs to appear time and time again, really. A lot of random spots. So this looks okay. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this up into different pieces. So first I'll take this chunk of stuff and I'll put this into a variable called x is equal to, and then I guess I could just do this and put this in here. Okay, so there's this, that's fine. I'll just change this to that, and that should be all fine. Okay. Okay, so if I do x is equal to x dot encode, that should be absolutely fine. Now, all that I need to do at this point is import base64. And also, now, x is equal to base64 dot b85 encode x. So now we have this slew of text right here, which we can assign to one variable. Or actually, even better, we could actually take this whole code and make x, and I'll just change this thing again. She use x, and here we are. So bytes like object, and I could use base 85 encoding for X, and this is the whole source code now, so this is a lot longer. Yeah. Now I can actually break this up into smaller parts. So you can just take this much of it, and then break it up into smaller pieces. So what I could do at this point is I could assign different variables, and maybe I could just split this with, say, the braces or something like that. Y is equal to X, and well, actually, I'll just manually do this. That'll be better. So another thing to note is that these different libraries which are being imported, when you actually use a compiler, the compiler won't be able to see this when you're actually decoding the base 85. Because we're going to use the exec command. The compiler won't really see this, and so what you want to do is you want to import these libraries somewhere in the code. So I'd recommend importing them at different places. Like we imported time here at the top of the code. We're going to need base 85 as well, so I could go down and import. Oh, sorry, base 64 to do the actual base 85. Now we could import time here. Actually import socket. Import subprocess right here. I could also do this in a different order than what's actually being used. I'll just import OS here. So far, these three libraries have been imported, so codecs and JSON I can import somewhere else as well. And now just import JSON somewhere. And that's it. So now I could just, in random spots, insert part of this huge chunk of code in. So let's just copy about, oh, whoops. I could actually open a notepad, that would be nice. I could copy this into the notepad and then, yeah, let me do that actually. Notepad. And then I'll paste this whole thing into the notepad file. Okay, well, that's, well, I could take every single line and put it into a different, oh, that's perfect. Okay, so I'll take this line right over here, copy this. I'll make a variable for this, of course, and I'll insert this maybe right about over here. I did actually import base 64 somewhere, right? See, yes, okay. I'll just go here, I guess. And I'll just get a variable first. So could again use this. Okay, so I could take this. and paste that here. And that will be equal to this first line, the whole first line. Oops, did I not? Let me copy that. And so I could just paste this here. And that will, that's perfect. Let me just close this. Yeah, okay. And so, what is it? Was it this one or? Yeah. It's this line. See if that actually matches up. Yep, that matches up alright. We take this line as well. Of course, let me copy that. Redefine variable. And then I could go more down to like maybe here, something like that. And I could just put that and take this. Oh, and I actually nearly forgot something. Well, now I need to refine this variable, which I believe it is this. Yeah, so it's here. Could probably also copy the name of this variable because I'm going to need to concatenate this later on. It's so hard to even tell the difference between this and that. So let me take this, copy this, and then put this into the notepad file as well. And paste this variable here. Did I lose it? I think I lost it. Here. Okay. This line. Oh, that's the one that I was just did not realize that. And this line down here, of course, I'll generate another variable for this. This is of course different. Let me just assign this here, and then I'll paste this into here, and what I could do is I could just go a few more lines down here, and by now I have imported everything, I believe. Yes, everything. Well, until here everything has been. What's the last import actually can find? So, okay, so I could end up executing it somewhere here. Okay. Let me close this. Okay. Actually go here. Okay. That's the second line. Now let's move on to the third line. Go right over about here. So, and for the third line, I'll again generate another variable and copy the third line. And now that I've copied the third line, I just put the bytes and then that. And then I copy this again. It's really the same thing for all of these lines of code. So I just paste this is equal to that, and then I keep on going. So I last copied this. Now it's time to copy this, and before I do that, of course, need to paste this, and now I get the fourth line. Okay, so now that I have the fourth line, I'll just put that somewhere, I guess, here, and I can put this in the bytes, and okay, can go back here, and now at this point, I can use, did I generate another one? No, we generate another variable and use it. So let me just use this, put this over here, and then move on to the next line at this point. So that's another variable, and so I've done all of these lines. This one, that's two, that's three, that's four. I'm moving on to 5 now. So essentially, I'm just gonna, whoa, whoops, that's for some reason happening. I'm gonna take this and copy this whole line. And now what I could do at this point is I can just go here and make this the bytes, do that, and then salary use variable. Okay, generate another variable. And this does get trickier and trickier when you're splitting this up because it's harder and harder to keep track. And usually when you do this, you don't do this in like all in one go, and you take a lot more time to heavily obfuscate this, even more than what I'm doing. But I'm just gonna do it like this for the sake of this video. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm already losing track. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we could use this. Could use this thing right over here. And essentially do is I could take this whole thing. Oh, why is this not working? Okay, let me try to copy this correctly this time. Holy, okay, why is this happening? I don't understand. Okay, does that copy correctly? Okay, that copied the same line as last time. Come on. Please copy this correctly. Okay, is that the correct line? Yeah, oh, okay, did I just... Okay, I could copy that. I could put that around here. And then I could just get another variable, which, yeah, I already use this one. Okay. And I'm gonna paste this here, and now this is the last line of code which I'm going to need to use. I'm gonna take this and put this at about here now. Okay, and then now what I could do is generate another variable. And then I could assign it to this. A little bit more down right over here, what I could do, say this other variable, let me generate another one, and what I could do is I could go here, go there, and then use variable. So this variable now, this variable is equal to all of these variables added up together. So this plus this, let me copy this correctly, yes, this, plus, how's this, and then this, oh, whoops, go all the way to the end, plus this, okay, let me actually, this, and plus this, plus this, plus, and this last one. And that should be it. So now this variable, let's actually copy this variable because I'm going to need this. So I could go further down, like about over here, and I could actually print this. Or, well, alright, I could actually check this out. Whoa. Okay, so there's a syntax error on line 926. Don't know where that is. Okay, so that is equal to, let's, oh, whoops, that was a mistake. Okay. Okay, so if I actually do this, go equal to x. Okay, so this is the exact same thing. So now what I could do at this point is, where did I actually print it out? Oh, now I lost the print statement. Okay, it's here actually. So what I could do is this variable, or actually I should even make a new variable, in fact. I'll generate a new variable and take this variable and I'll make this variable. So this variable is equal to base64.b85, the code of this variable, or this variable. Now how do I, okay, here. And now if I actually copy this, rerun this code, and if I actually take this, okay, and this is the exact payload. So now what I could do on a line further down is like about right over here. So what I could do is I could do execute this, and this should now execute. So now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back here. I'm going to exit out of this, clear, and go to Shadow Shark. And now I'm just going to go to here, and now I'm going to go here. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this payload, and let's actually see if this works. So if I run this, whoa, okay, it contains, okay, I need to actually, dot decode. So let's, oh, okay. String cannot contain null bytes. So what exactly does it mean by that? Cannot contain null bytes. Okay. Ah, okay. Okay, I get it. Because there were some the randomly generated bytes. Okay, so dot decode UTF-16. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I think this has to do with the actual stuff that GlidingSword generated. The way that it was generated. So okay. I have no idea what this is. I don't actually know what's wrong with this exactly. Let me. Oh, whoops. No, I just want to copy. Take this. See exactly what's going on here. I think this has to do with the all of this stuff at the end. Okay, so let's see, what can I do about this? Okay, that's a huge mess as well. So apparently I can't execute this code because of all of this garbage which is in here. So I guess you could really remove this and then this should work perfectly. But it's actually really interesting. I've never seen anything like any error like this before. Okay, so no, so when I was using just decode, how do I let me check the error which I was getting. Try to debug this. Holy, okay. Yeah, that needs to be double. Okay. Okay, so I could search up as to make exec work with no bytes. Ah, this has not even been answered. Hmm. Okay, that's not really. And this question does not actually. There's not really an answer for this. Okay, that's a bit weird. Let's get this is fixed. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you could just, I guess, use this to fix this at this point. But if that doesn't work either, then I guess you could also just delete this, delete delete this part of the junk. But I'm not really sure if there's any other way to actually to make this work. At least I haven't seen this in the past. So if you actually do know a way, please tell me in the comment section below. But uh, I guess that'll be it for today's video. So thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.